Welcome back, everybody, to Lulu's Art Creations. As promised, I am going to be doing some resining today. I'm making ocean coasters, ocean beach coasters, I want to say. I had made these two coasters here, but that's only the first step. So now I'm going to, you can see them if I lay them down, you might be able to see them a little better. I'm going to put more of a wave effect into it and see how it looks, because right now it's nice, but it's not what I want. What I've started with on these, and I will do them from scratch so you can see my process going forward. I have silicone molds, and they're nice big, like almost, this is almost a 5-inch mold right here. So they'll be nice for putting, when you're done, you can obviously see that a cup would fit perfect on these. You can use these for different things as well. You can just put them on a stand, which I have done, standing them up. Or if you would like to use them for just anything, little candles sit in the middle, or they're beautiful on an outside deck in the summer, anything around a pool, whatever. So jump into this. What I've done to begin with, I've taken my resin. I use always non-toxic resin because there's little fumes and I don't need a lot of protection on the face when I'm using it. I don't have any type ailments. If you do have any asthma ailments and such, then you need to take much more precaution. Resin is dangerous, but when you use the non-toxic, it has very, very, like I say, low fumes, and there's no odor that I can smell at all when using it. I begin by, which I have done to save some time for you, I have a little cute little scale here that I measure my resin. I start off with the resin in a cup, and the cup, it's like a regular little plastic Dixie cup right here. And I try to determine how much resin I'm going to need for these coasters. You don't want to mix a lot of resin and then find out after you don't need it, because resin, this whole hobby here, it isn't a cheap hobby. The resin is expensive, and so you want to be a little thrifty when you're working it. What I do with the resin, I take the cup, like I said, I measure the weight of the cup. This one happened to be 5 when I had turned it on. The gram for just a plain cup using it started off at 5. So when I poured my resin in, always, which makes sense, you're gonna just deduct that 5 from the total to make sure that your resin is equal. Resin comes in part A and part B. It comes in the resin container, and like so, there's all kinds of resin, so you'll have to look around which one you like best. I love working with this resin, as well as the art resin and unicorn resin I have ordered, in fact, in a big gallon. So you take part A, you mix it, and you bring it up to where you want as far as the grams for the amount in the cup. And then you're going to use part B, pour it into the same cup, and make sure that your part A and part B on this resin is 1-to-1. So it has to be equal. There are resins that are 2-to-1 and such, but the ones I'm using are 1-to-1. So that's all you need, the little scale. That's how you get a perfect mixture. You can do it otherwise. If you don't want to use a scale, you could do it with just measuring, if you have a good measuring cup. But to be exact, a scale is the way you would like to go. Also, you don't want to not mix it correctly, because your coasters need to cure hard. And if it's not exactly measured properly by the same amount, it is not going to cure hard. It's going to be bendable or sticky, or not cure at all. So that's a very important reason also, that you need to have it exactly the same. some resins are a little bit forgiving, and that's nice. So if it's off by a smidgen of one, it will maybe harden. Anyhow, so the next step I've done, I take little cups, these size cups, the little like bathroom cups that can be thrown away, and from the main clear resin, and I put it over here for future, I poured about, I can't see if you can see it, but it's, I want to say about 1/4 of a cup, because all I'm doing, these coasters are already done, laid out, so I won't need tons of it. And I have three cups. I'm going to do a dark blue, a lighter blue, and a greenish yellow, and then I will do the white for the wave and show you from there. So that's my next process of doing these little coasters. So what I'm doing is this color here I used is, I'm not using the alcohol ink for this one. These are just a regular resin pigment, and this color is blue. Make sure you shake it well. I poured like 3-4 drops in, and then we're just gonna stir it up, and you're gonna be able to see how well you like the color. This one looks a little transparent, and maybe we could do a little bit darker. And just like when I do my painting, you can mix your colors as well. If you want it a little bit darker on the top, and you feel this blue isn't dark enough, add maybe a tiny drop of another color that's darker, even black. So this one is good. Now this one, we're going to use, it's a sapphire blue. So I'm going to put like a few drops of sapphire in there and see exactly what it looks like. And I get a little different stir for that, like so. Okay. Yep. You can see they look very much alike, but under the color they aren't. This one is more of a, I hope the lighting is well in here. It's like a greener color, and this is more of a darker blue. So those are those. And then I wanted to do a little bit of the green and yellow. Let's see these two together. So this is a green. It's this color. And all my, all these paints that I'm buying, dyes, I'm buying them right off of Amazon. They're not bad pricing for these. That isn't where the cost is, I don't believe. I mean, I'm sure you can get more expensive ones, but the ones I'm using are pretty, not too bad. Okay, so, alrighty, now we're gonna have our coasters here. Lay them down. The paints will be here, out of the way. And one other thing I was going to do in my green is add a little bit of, this is like a metallic color. You can buy these, they're, you can see, they're beautiful. It's a metallic powder. And I'm going to use a different stick to get it out with, and I'm going to use one of these little guys and just pull a little bit out and drop it in there. A little goes a long ways, I find, with these, but that's going to make such a pretty shine into the water. But it's fun to just experiment. If you don't like it, well, live and learn, I say. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start pouring these on. And as you see, I will be using, to move these colors around on the coasters, I use two different pieces of equipment here. One I had bought, it's a little like a hot air gun. Some people use hair dryers, whatever. This one's working fine, so I'm going to be using this one. And I'm gonna go silent with music in a little bit, so after that you won't hear the noise of these guns. And then this one here is great. This one is it's just a simple, what you would use in the kitchen when you're baking, when you're making Bombay, when you want to brown food and such. This is what that is. It's a little torch, but it's nice. It's a little Benson torch. So you do that and you get the air bubbles out when you're pouring it. Okay, so I'm gonna start this and hopefully you'll be able to see it. One other thing that is important, I haven't put them on yet, is I wear gloves, obviously. You don't want to get the resin all over you. If you get resin on you, I found that wipes like so-and-so. This is just a regular all-purpose baby wipe, disinfectant wipe. This is like a Lysol wipe, not a baby wipe, a Lysol wipe where they get a stronger bleach or something in it. It takes it right off your hands, and also this non-toxic resin, it washes off with soap, unless you don't want to get tons on you. Please read the safety warnings if you decide to try this on your mom. Okay, so I think we're good to go, and thank you very much for watching. And again, I'm going to be putting the layers down, then it has to sit for 24 hours, and then we'll do a final resin clear on top. And hopefully you'll like my work, and I'm going to be doing more with, I'd like to do one on a canvas where I work this way and add my actual painting on it and then resin over it. So thank you very much for watching.